Hey there, welcome. My name is Tara Harvey, and I'm the founder of True North Intercultural, which provides training, tools, and support to empower faculty and staff in higher education to foster deeply transformative intercultural learning experiences, both abroad and at home. And the goal of this very brief video training is simply to define what I mean when I use the term intercultural learning. And to do that, I think we first need to define another term, culture. Now, there are many different definitions for the word culture. It can mean very different things depending on the context and who you're talking to. But what do we mean when we use the word culture in the context of intercultural learning? It's important to realize that intercultural learning and cultural learning are not the same thing. You can learn a lot about a specific culture, but that doesn't equate to intercultural learning. Why not? Well, it has a lot to do with how we define culture. So this quote is a great example of how culture is typically defined in the intercultural sphere. According to Lustig and Koester, culture is a learned set of shared interpretations about beliefs, values, norms, and social practices which affect the behaviors of a relatively large group of people. In other words, culture runs much deeper than visible or obvious aspects of culture such as language, foods, music, political, educational, or economic systems, etc. On a deeper level, culture is about shared values, beliefs, and assumptions. It's about how we've come to see and experience the world based upon our own background and what we've been taught, both implicitly as well as explicitly, by the groups and societies that have molded us. Also, another important thing this quote highlights is that culture is not just about nationality or ethnicity. Each of us is a part of many different groups, such as our gender, religion, differing abilities, socioeconomic group, and more. And those things may impact our beliefs, values, norms, and social practices. So this leads us to consider further what intercultural learning entails. Intercultural learning is simply the process of developing one's intercultural competence, which of course begs the question, what's intercultural competence? Intercultural competence can be defined as the ability to communicate and act appropriately and effectively across cultural differences. Effectively means we achieve the goals. Appropriately means we do so in a way in which all parties involved feel respected and valued. In order to communicate and act effectively and appropriately across cultural differences, it's not just enough to learn about the foods, languages, music, or even customs of specific cultures. Developing intercultural competence must involve learning about deeper aspects of culture, such as the values, beliefs, and assumptions that drive the more obvious aspects of culture. It needs to involve learning these things not just about other cultures, but about ourselves and our own cultures as well. How do we see and experience the world, and how has that been impacted or shaped by our own cultural background and experiences? Okay, so that's all for this training. I told you it was going to be brief. If you'd like to learn more about how True North Intercultural can help you foster transformative intercultural learning, visit www.truenorthintercultural.com. Thanks so much for listening and for your interest and dedication to fostering greater intercultural competence. Bye for now.